Hey Don, this is Kaylin Huntress sending you some feedback on your webinar while I'm out taking my dog for a walk. That's Carl. First off, good on you for asking for feedback and constructive criticism. That's brave, and I applaud you for that. And I've been giving you feedback on your events since superhero training over at the Crystal Temple. You remember that one? Way back in the day. Gosh, it's been 10 years now. It's amazing. So yeah, overall I think the webinar was great. I'm really happy to see you doing webinar work, and I'm glad that it's working so well for selling your programs. That's awesome. I hit a glitch when I registered and I got the confirmation email, and then the calendar invite and the link on the calendar invite and the registration email went to your sound check, and it looks like you had done a webinar recording, just getting the tool ready, and that was in there. I might be the only person who hit this glitch, because I geek out on these things and I'm always testing things, and I'm producing an Ever webinar for one of my clients right now. And so I was just poking around and hit those things. Most people probably wouldn't go to the live webinar link before the webinar started. So like I said, I might be the only person who hit this glitch. So nothing big to worry about, I don't think. But if you do a sound check for a future webinar, just make sure it's in a dummy webinar instead of the webinar that is being promoted. There was there was some time in the beginning. I felt like you spent a lot of time talking about the importance of shutting down other screens and paying full attention, and it's valid to do that. You want people to give full attention, but I wonder if it would be more effective to demand their attention instead of ask for it. If you use one of your coaching questions to ask a provocative question that makes them stop and think and reassess their opinion of themselves. Hey Carl, come on. Like if they, if you ask them, what would it be like if you had your book published and it was in a hit bestseller? What would it be like if you were at a book signing and there's crowds of people waiting to talk to you? That sort of thing. Those sorts of things might make them stop and pay attention automatically, authentically, rather than asking them to do it. Maybe it's because I've been on so many webinars where people say, hey, can you please turn off everything else? But it seems to me that it's rationalizing why they should do it isn't as powerful as demanding their attention authentically. The content was great. I like how you were engaging so much in the chat and you were asking for feedback and stuff. That was all really good. I don't think your slide design is quite up to the level that it should be, and same with your newsletter. I think the emails that there's like a lack of branding cohesion between your digital assets, and so I think if you hired a designer to up-level your slides and your email newsletter and just give them a scrub so that you had a different, like a unified template for your slides and for your emails, I think that would be worthwhile. There's also, I've been studying a guy named David Newman. He does webinar sales mastery. It's his whole thing, and he's top notch. I mean, he talks about things like, I'll sit on a testimonial slide for 3 minutes and just sell from that slide. And he's a master at selling from webinars. So I'll send you one of his replays because it's really good stuff. And I've got a webinar coming up next week on how to profit from your platform, and I'd love it if you registered and showed up and sent me some feedback, because I'd love to hear what you think about the webinars that I produce. So I'll send you a link to that webinar registration page, and keep up the great work. I'm glad to see you doing so well and that your programs are succeeding, and I'm so proud of you. Well done, Zigzag. Talk to you later.